We are. We are. We are. We are. We are. Again, boys, congratulations, man. Congratulations. We're going to find out shortly where we're at. We'll go on to the next week. And when we do, I'll let you know what's going to happen after that. We're going to be on the fly, probably get some work in today if we're in. Just a little bit of stuff we're going to just try to cover, get on the next opponent, go from there, all right? Yeah, I will save my sermon for after all this, all right? So let's enjoy the day. Let's figure out what's going to happen, all right? I have no idea.
There for Montana. Who's going to Missoula? Who's going to party? Oh, my goodness, it's Tennessee State, the Tigers.
Congratulations, first of all.
Oh, that was Tennessee State. Eddie George, Draylon Ellis made an appearance as well as a bunch of other TSU players. Selection Sunday, Tennessee State found out that they got into the FCS playoffs after winning a share of the Big South OVC championship. Welcome in, everybody.
Yes.
I am CJ. Follow me on Twitter at ConRadicalness. I am joined this week not by Sherm, but by fabulous fill-in and Miles alum. We'll talk about those Golden Bears in a little bit. Sherm, Grind City Media's own Sneak Fest. Check them out every Tuesday, 2 p.m. on the Sneak Fest show. Sherm, we got to hop straight into it. Tennessee State
let's do it.
got their first conference title since 1999. First playoff appearance. What?
Why you had to say it like that?
Because, Sherm, that's when it was. It was in the 1900s. 1900s. And let me tell you this. That clock struck 0.
Yeah.
And them boys on that field partied like it was 1999.
Yes, they did.
Celebrated like it was 1999.
Yes,
so it's their
did.
first conference title outright or a share of a conference title since 1999. Is also their first playoff appearance since 2013. Tennessee State gets into the playoffs, the lone HBCU school in the FCS playoffs, Sherm.
Wow. I know we was talking about this a couple of weeks ago because I think you had somebody else possibly going, right? Because I don't think you had TSU going. I think you said somebody else might go. I can't remember who it was. I had to go back and watch and see. But that's a good look for them, though. I actually like that. Shout out to Eddie George and the whole staff up there. It's funny because Eddie George didn't want to coach. And he got convinced to coach by the athletic director of TSU. So now, look, he's making history right now. So that's a good look.
Yeah, it was a lot of people who went into the convince Eddie George to go be a coach. He did.
Yeah.
They talked about it. Both of them have talked about this.
Right.
He and Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Where Prime is at Jackson State. And Eddie George calls him up and is like, hey.
How is it? Trying to kind of picking his brains on.
Like, I like football. I love football. Because you don't like football and do the things Eddie George did on the football field. Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah. One of the best running backs of my lifetime was Eddie George. Everybody's got their favorite Titans running back.
I agree with you on that one.
Chris Johnson, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
For me, it's Eddie George.
Yeah. He paved the way for them.
So, you know, you don't get to be that liking football. You love football.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
So talk to Coach Prime. Hey, I love football. I don't know if I love it enough for this part. And I do believe Coach Deion Sanders is like, no, don't be ridiculous. You do.
you better go take that. Yeah.
You're built for this. Yeah. And to see it all pay off like this in Eddie George's 4th or 5th season, I'll double check that. Is really, really rewarding to see, right? Like the way.
Because did he start coaching soon as Deion did,
I think
the
he
year
started the year
after
after? He started the year after.
Okay.
We bringing up Coach Prime. He was at Jackson State. They did the COVID season in the spring.
Correct.
Jackson State left a lot to be desired on the football field. And then that next year, year 2,
They
take
shot off. They shot
take
off.
off.
Yeah. And it's
Coach-
kind of the same way we're looking at with Eddie George right now.
No way. How's it the same?
Well, I'm sorry, not the same. Similar.
How?
Well, I mean, a lot of people think coaches come in with that background of NBA or NFL, and they think that they fit to come in and just take over a program and just shoot them straight up. I mean, it takes a good 2 to 3 years before you really see the program turn around. Like you said, Eddie George has been there, 4 or 5 years now?
4 years. This is his fourth year.
This is
He
fourth
got there in
year.
2021.
So you might as well, that's the 2.5 program turnaround for him, I guess, if you want to calculate that. So that's why I was kind of doing a comparison too. Not the what. Yeah, Dion definitely did something different in
Prom
than
went,
JSU.
they took off immediately.
Yeah.
Right. They took off in 1 year. It's taken Eddie George 5-6 2021, 4-7 2022, 6-5 2023, and then this year 9-3 co-champs of the Big South OVC.
That's a big turnaround.
So like it's been it's a big turnaround, and it's a good build.
Yeah,
right.
it really
there are
is.
reasons to be patient
For recruit
with
rise
coach.
too.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what been hitting them. They hadn't been getting the good recruits that they should get. I think everybody was running to other schools.
And the Draylon Ellis finally paid off this year.
Correct.
Draylon Ellis comes in as a transfer from Austin P, having won Rookie of the Year, Freshman of the Year. I forget what the OVC calls it, or called it at the time, but he won that award his freshman year. Transfers to Tennessee State, but he gets there late.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get a full spring, summer training camp.
Yeah.
So he starts that late. Cool. Then the next year there was some eligibility issues because of coursework, and he wasn't able to get a full all season work in.
Right.
Again, this year he did get a full all season work in, and he looks so much better. He's our HBCU Huddle Player of the Week for what he did in helping Eddie George and Tennessee State get their first appearance in the FCS playoffs since 2013. 21 for 31 passing the ball, 291 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns, and a big win for Tennessee State over SEMO. Tennessee State will take on Montana at 9:15. It's a late game. I don't know why that game is so late. Like, it's 9:15.
When does the playoff start?
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday. 9:15 on Saturday. They will take on Montana, and then you look at the rest of how the FCS bracket shakes out. It's not going to be easy. When you get to the playoffs, there's not any. There's very rarely are there any easy games. But you look up, you say, okay, cool. Let's take on Montana. You beat Montana. You've got South Dakota, the Jackrabbits up next, and that's a FCS powerhouse. It's going to be really. I'm really interested to see what this Tennessee State team does in the FCS playoffs, Sherm.
Do you think they can be one of them upset teams? Possibly, because do you think people come in and say that, okay, hey, kind of take them for granted and think they're not going to bring their all, and then Tennessee State comes in, it's like, all right, y'all want to take us for granted, we finna bust you across your head. How far do you think they could possibly go?
If you had asked me if you had told me last week or prior, at any point in time, hey, Tennessee State will get into the FCS playoffs, I say, oh, cool. That's a great story. Right. They'll probably get bounced up out of there quickly. First round.
Right.
Immediately they're going to exit. Yeah.
But
you ask me that now, and I only say this because of what happened in the D2 playoffs with Virginia Union and Miles getting their first playoff wins in program history.
Yeah.
I don't feel confident saying that right now. So many times over the years, the knock on HBCU football programs, the good ones, is, okay, yeah, you're beating up on other schools, other HBCUs, but that's not going to work when you play a PWI. And last week I said as much. We were doing our pick six, Mike and I was. Yeah. And we got to the Miles and Virginia Union games. I was like, oh, yeah, both of those guys are finna get put up out here.
Right, yeah.
Just bounce. Yeah. And I just didn't want it to be embarrassing. And not only did they not get bounced, not only was it not embarrassing, it was really great.
Really great.
They won. Both of them won. When we think about Miles Sherm, I don't know if you know anything about Miles Sherm. Are you familiar with Miles is?
I don't know. I don't even know what Miles is at.
What was the best football season when you were in undergrad? Do you know? Do you remember?
Wow. Okay, you put me on the spot on that.
I am. I'm sorry.
The crazy thing, I would say, because I was there from 2000 to 03.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think their best football season was actually the year that I left. So 03-04 season was probably one of their best seasons that I've seen. And then they had a good one in 18-19, I believe.
Okay.
I think that was the last time they actually won a championship or whatnot like that. So I would say those 2 seasons that I can recall. Yeah, that I can recall.
Miles, not only SEAC champs, not only did they ruin my homecoming experience. I hate Miles. They won. The Golden Bears, like I said, secured their first ever playoff win.
That's crazy.
And they did it with only about 150 yards of total offense, only 8 first downs, but they forced timely stops and got timely turnovers, and they made the most of their opportunities. They beat, I forget who they beat.
They beat Clark Atlanta.
No, it wasn't Clark.
No, it wasn't Clark Atlanta.
Clark was in the championship, in the SEAC championship. I'm blanking on it. Ooh, it was a very good team that they beat, a team that came in ranked, if I remember correctly, and for them to go out there and do that, and by that I mean get that type of a win while struggling, I would say, offensively, at least from a statistical standpoint, it was only 13-14 was the score of the game.
Carson Newman.
Yeah, Carson is who they got.
Yeah. 14-13. That was a very low scoring game.
Yes,
too.
So that's huge. They've got a powerhouse, D2 powerhouse in Valdosta State next. So that'll be a fun one to see at 12 p.m. on Saturday.
So this is the first time that they had the division title since 2016.
Okay.
Versus Tuskegee.
Oh, whatever. Stop it. Virginia Union. I think this was Miles's first playoff game.
It's their first one.
First playoff game and first win. Virginia Union, on the other hand, has been to the playoffs a time or two here recently.
Yeah.
In particular, they were there 2022 when they got eliminated by Wingate in 2022. Jada Byers and that Virginia Union squad against Wingate got the big win in that contest. That win by Virginia Union snapped Wingate's 20-game win streak over HBCUs dating back to 2012. And like I said, it avenged the Virginia Union loss in the playoffs in 2022. And we could be looking at something potentially special brewing in Virginia Union. They could be, when you think about getting to the playoffs in 2022 and then getting bounced in the first round, but getting there and then getting back season later, or 2 seasons later, rather, 2 of the past 3 years, they've gone to the playoffs. They got a 1-1 record in the playoffs right now. Virginia Union could be making some noise. They could be solidifying themselves as one of the premier teams in D2 football. They put up 34 points on a Wingate defense that only allowed 10 points per game on the season.
That's a confidence booster right there. Just going into the playoffs and whatnot like that. That's a big confidence booster. It's like they looking at it as, okay, if we can play like this with Virginia Union, we can play like this against anybody. But don't get too cocky to where it's like, all right, since we beat this powerhouse that's been running the tables on HBCU schools, that the next opponent ain't gonna come up and be like, all right, we see what y'all did, so we're gonna bring our A game too. So I hope y'all bring our A game as well too. So
Virginia Union, if we can get the brackets back up, Kyra, Virginia Union will take on Lenore Ryan.
Okay.
In the next round.
How is Lenore Ryan?
I mean, they're in the playoffs. I'm assuming everybody in the playoffs is good, dog. That's my assumption. It would be great to get I do believe it would be a quarterfinal matchup of Virginia Union and Miles. Okay. That would be really, really fun to see.
That would be fun to see.
But they both got to win. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes.
From some more feel-good stories from the HBCU football season, or regular season at least, as we're now almost everybody's in the postseason. There's some SWAC games left to play, but I know Turkey Day Classic, Alabama State, Tuskegee, and some other Southern Grambling, if I'm remembering correctly. We got some coaches on the Eddie Robinson watch list. For those of you who don't know, the Eddie Robinson watch list. Eddie Robinson, legendary coach at Grambling, one of the best football coaches ever, regardless of division of amateur versus pros. Just a great college football coach. Just a great football coach. The Coach of the Year award is named after him.
Okay.
So
I like that.
there are 3 coaches with HBCU ties.
Right.
And by HBCU ties, I mean HBCU head coaches.
Right,
there are
right,
3
right.
of them on the Eddie Robinson watch list for FCS Coach of the Year.
Yep.
Let's get things started with Chanis Berry and South Carolina State. 9-2 overall, 5-0 in the MEAC. MEAC champs, in his first year as Bulldogs head coach. He's got them undefeated in the MEAC. He's got them going to the Celebration Bowl, and currently they're number 20 in the stats perform FCS top 25.
This is his first year.
This is
there.
his first year. He came over from Benedict.
Oh,
And
wow.
Benedict was running through dudes in the SEAC.
In the SEAC, yeah.
They were a powerhouse team in the SEAC. And because I feel like this is safe to say, beyond safe to say, he leaves, Benedict takes a step back, allowing for Miles to jump up there.
And
Yeah.
South Carolina State just extended his contract too.
Yeah, as well they should.
They just
As
extended his
well they
contract,
should.
so that's a good look
It
for
was announced earlier today. We do this, we record on Wednesday and we drop on Thursday.
Right.
So, but it was announced earlier today that he's Coach of the Year in the MEAC, which
Ooh, congratulations.
like easy,
Yeah,
easy. First year
First
coach.
year?
Get him to the
Yes.
Celebration Bowl, replacing a legend in Buddy Pugh.
Yeah.
Easy decision to make. The MEAC also announced their all conference teams.
Okay.
South Carolina State put 7 offensive players on the first team.
7.
How many players play on the football field at a time?
What is it, 11?
It's 11.
11, yeah, 11.
And 7 of
11.
them. 7 of them. 7 of the 11
Nah,
come from
well, you
South
should
Carolina State.
Just put the whole team
He
out there.
put another 5 on the all defensive team. So it's 22 players on the first team, all MEAC.
And this is first year coaching.
12 of them,
That's
over half of them, all but 10 of them come from South Carolina State and Coach Chanis Berry. So those are his, that's his part of his resume.
Yeah.
Part of the argument, the case for Coach Chanis Berry and at South Carolina State for the Eddie Robinson Award. We go on to Eddie George. We talked about Tennessee State getting to the playoffs for the first time since 2013. 9-3 overall, 6-2 in the Big South OVC. Led TSU to their first share of a conference title since 1999. Currently number 21 in the FCS top 25. And Coach Eddie George is Big South OVC Coach of the Year this season as well. Then we go ahead, Sherm.
That's a good look for him too. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
TC Taylor over at Jackson State is 10-2 overall, 8-0 in the SWAC. They will host the SWAC championship game against Southern. We hadn't figured out who the SWAC champion is just yet.
right.
And currently,
When
though,
is that championship game?
next weekend.
Next weekend, okay.
Next weekend.
Okay.
Currently, they are number 18 in the FCS top 25.
Okay.
So, which one of those, Sherman, I'm putting you on the spot here. Rank those 3. Coach Berry in South Carolina State, Eddie George and Tennessee State, and Coach Taylor at JSU.
I'm gonna go with what's the coach name? I'm gonna go Chanis Berry.
Chanis Berry?
Yeah, for top. Just because I'm giving him the upper hand because this is his first season, and like you said, he just came back. He just came behind a historical coach. And coming in and getting their program up to where they are, and to have, 22 players?
Yeah.
That's
12
players
on the first team.
12 players on the first team.
Yeah, first team all conference.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Number 2, I had to give it to Eddie George. You know, like you said, Tennessee Titans fan. You know, he had to jump over a lot of hurdles, even with the quarterback situation, and finally getting that quarterback to come in to actually be focused and not be distracted from the outside stuff. So I'm giving a second up to Eddie George. And the last one, we definitely had to give it out to
TC Taylor.
TC Taylor. So honestly, to be honest with you, if we can give Coach of the Year to all 3 of them, I would love that. But I know we can't do that.
Yeah.
So either order, I don't think there's a wrong order in this situation here. I mean, what do you think about it?
I think I like your order. Like what Tennessee State has done, and people out there might remember, Terrell Allen was a stud defensive lineman for TSU. He ended up transferring out of the program. He won FCS Defensive Player of the Year last year. I think he led the FCS in sacks and tackles for loss. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure he did. And to lose that on defense and to still have a really good defense and have players that will probably, players plural, who will probably be FCS All-Americans on that side of the ball. Speak to the job that he's done coaching and building a coaching staff to get the most out of a player like Draylon Ellis as well. That speaks to his ability and his patience as a head coach. I really like what Coach Eddie George did at Tennessee State this year. I love what T.C. Taylor did at Jackson State this year. We talking about Coach Shanus Berry being in his first year. Hell, T.C. Taylor's only in his second.
Yeah.
This is his second year, and he's got a championship. Man. And it's easy championship, right? 10-2, undefeated in the SWAC.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. But for me, it is Shanus Berry.
Gotcha.
What he did, you brought it up, replacing Buddy Pugh, first year as a head coach. It's not like he backed into these wins.
Right.
Like, and also, I do believe they've got a win over Tennessee Tech, who's in the FCS playoffs right now as well. A team that beat Tennessee State, if I remember correctly. So you couple all that together, win over Citadel is a big win. Throw all that in there together. I think that is Coach Shanus Berry. And then I would go number 2, Eddie George, and 3, T.C. Taylor. But listen, I think all of them are remarkable, and I wouldn't be upset if either one of those coaches went. I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't get what you've got him. No, like I wouldn't do that at all, man.
If any one of those 3 get it, it's like good. Like I don't think no one outside of those 3 should be nominated or even talked about. So like you said, any one of those 3 is actually fine to give it to. So congrats to all 3 of them for sure.
All right, let's take a look back at last week's action. Let's look at the SWAC players of the week, Sherm.
Let's do it. SWAC players of the week. So we got co-offensive player of the week, Cornelius Brown, the 4th. He went 19 of 28 passing for 252 yards with 5 touchdowns, and he had 1 interception. Alabama A&M had a road win over Mississippi Valley State. He threw for 2 touchdown passes in the opening half, 29 and 14 yards, and allowed them to score 35-9 and 13 yards in the third quarter. Not bad at all. The other co-offensive player of the week is Thad Franklin Jr. He had a career game. FAMU, he rushed for 195 yards and 3 touchdowns. Man, these guys are putting up like NFL like numbers. Like this is very good look. He also caught a pass for 5 yards, and so he had the 200-yard all-purpose yards. And FAMU won 41-38 over Bethune-Cookman. He was also named Florida's Classic MVP.
Big game in the Florida Classic.
Gotcha. Okay. So defensive player of the week, Caleb Dawson. He had 5 tackles. He had 2 of those 5 tackles were solo tackles. He also had one tackle for a big loss. In addition to that, he had 2 interceptions. He gave Alabama A&M their first defensive score of the day, which they ended up winning 49-35 over Mississippi Valley State. So
that's a Mississippi Valley State team that 2 weeks ago beat FAMU at FAMU.
That's wild. Yeah. So they turned that around big time. So that's a good look. Congratulations to the SWAC players of the week.
Absolutely. And congratulations, Draylon Ellis, for being HBCU Huddle Player of the Week. Let's take a look now at my ballot before we get to the box to row polls. Here's my ballot. I know that JSU fans, shout out Mr. Gates, shout out Kelvin Gates, want Jackson State to be 1 again. I still got them 2. I'm sorry. I got them 2. I got South Carolina State 1.
Can't go wrong with that.
I got North Carolina Central 3. Looking at it right now, I should probably have Tennessee State
so you might want to flip
a
that
little
one.
higher.
Yeah, you might want to flip
But
that
I got Tennessee State 4, Southern 5. Southern has had a really good year.
Yeah,
I think they're 7-4 right now, and then they'll play in they're 7-4. They got Grambling State Saturday. And then they'll play in the SWAC championship game as well. They got a chance for an 8-win season there. Right. 8-win regular season, potentially a 10-win season is up for grabs. You beat Grambling, you beat Jackson State, you go to the Celebration Bowl, you beat South Carolina State. That's a lot of beating going on.
A lot of beating. That's a lot for their resume.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah. But that could get Southern a 10-win season, which I know they would be proud of. I got Morgan State 6, Miles at 7, Johnson C. Smith at 8, Virginia Union at 9, Alabama State at 10.
Alabama State has Tuskegee tomorrow.
They have Tuskegee tomorrow.
3 p.m.
Gosh.
Okay. On Thanksgiving Day.
Yes,
okay.
the Turkey Day Classic. I am glad that they went back to Alabama State versus Tuskegee.
Okay.
It's been Alabama State and other teams here recently, but that classic should be Alabama State and Tuskegee.
I agree with you
every single year. I think Tuskegee wanted to back out of it. Tuskegee not wanted to. I do believe, if I remember correctly, this is all off the dome. Tuskegee backed out of it because Tuskegee was really, really good, and this game goes on
It's part of the
Saturday.
record, right?
It is. It's happening Thanksgiving Day.
Correct, right.
But the D2 playoffs will have already started. So Tuskegee would have to forego D2 playoffs to play Alabama
game.
State.
I got
and I think they backed out of it because they were expecting to get to the D2 playoffs.
Right.
And since they backed out of it, they hadn't sniffed the SEAC championship. So it's good. I'd much rather them play. And honestly, as a Tuskegee alum, I'd much rather them play Alabama State on Thanksgiving as opposed to playing Wingate in a D2 playoff.
Right? We know somebody going to blow out.
It matters more to me what happens against Alabama State than it does in the playoffs. That's me.
The bragging rights.
I hate my rivals more than I want championships. I'm weird in that way. You're telling me, if you told me right now, Tuskegee could go out there and beat all of their major rivals, or Tuskegee could go out there and win a SEAC championship.
What would you say?
Beat all the rivals.
Beat all the rivals.
Lose everybody else. Just beat all the rivals. Lose the Lane and Kentucky State.
So you can walk around with the Tuskegee's
let them know, man. Like y'all ain't
everything.
that damn good. Tuskegee had a bad year and we beat y'all, right? Like that's how I feel about it.
Okay, I can see that.
The Box to Roll football media poll is out. Jackson State is 1 in this one. South Carolina State is 2.
Oh, wow.
Jackson State has 19 first place votes. South Carolina State has 6. One of those votes for South Carolina's first place votes for South Carolina State was mine.
Okay.
Tennessee State is there at 3. North Carolina Central at 4. So our top 4 is the same.
Yep.
Southern at 5. Our top 5 is the same. Then they go.
Because you had Southern at 5 too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Miles, Virginia Union, FAMU, Virginia State, Johnson C. Smith. And FAMU being into me is kind of hard to swallow.
Right, yeah.
It hadn't been a great year for FAM. And just 2 weeks ago, they lost to Mississippi Valley. And they took everything they had to get past Bethune-Cookman. Who Clark Atlanta beat on the last second field goal, right? So that one, but you got to put 10 teams in. I don't like putting Alabama State in, but Alabama State is in mine. Alabama State is number 1, or I guess technically speaking, they would be number 11 in the receiving votes category. So once you get to the 8, 9, 10 range, it's hard to differentiate those teams because everybody in that range has a bad loss or 2, or they are D2.
I say like you said, the 1 through 6, 1 through 6, 1 through 7. I think that those rankings are actually good. I don't think you can go wrong, especially with the 1 through 4 rankings. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those. So I know you had JSU number 2, right?
I had them number 2.
Yeah. I do like SCS for number 1 too. I like that. I like how you had that number 1. So yeah, it's a good look.
Jackson State number 1 in this poll. Number 2 in my ballot. Mm-hmm. Number 1 in FCS attendance this year. Courtesy of Hero Sports, Jackson State average attendance for home games, 27,213. There are a bunch of HBCUs on this list. Jackson State, this is the thing I try and tell people who aren't super familiar with FCS football, with HBCU football and SWAC football specifically. It doesn't matter what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi. During football season, they're going to Jackson State games.
They are going to those games.
It does not matter. Routinely, Jackson State leads the attendance at the FCS level, and I would need to see where Memphis's home attendance is because I think they outdrew Memphis.
Oh wow!
And that's an FBS program. Not only is Jackson
tells you
State
a lot right there.
Not only is Jackson State 1, Alabama State is 5. So there are 2 HBCUs, 2 SWAC schools in the top 5. Alabama State with just under 19,000 home fans in attendance. Southern is at number 7. Florida A&M comes in at 9. Then we get our first MEAC school in Norfolk State at number 11, so just outside of the top 10. South Carolina State is there at 13 with just under 14,000 home fans in attendance on average. North Carolina A&T comes in. It's been a rough year for North Carolina A&T, but they are still top 15 in the FCS and home attendance. Alcorn State at 17. Grambling State is at 18 at just over 11,000. So let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 HBCUs in the top 20.
That's good.
Of home attendance for the FCS this year. Sherm, I'm putting you back on the spot. Of those 9,
okay,
where would you most like to see a football game played? Where would you most like to experience the tailgating, the atmosphere, the pageantry, and the football game at?
Ooh, you definitely put me on the spot on that one. Crazy thing, I've never been to a Jackson State football game before.
It's fun.
I've never been to Jackson State football game. I would like to definitely experience that because 27,000 people at an HBCU game. I know how that is because I'd have been to the classics in Birmingham and seeing how those fans come out for those classic games. So, but to actually go to a home game like that, I would definitely want to do Jackson State.
It's 27,000 inside. It's another 25 to 30 out tailgating. I've gone.
And they party out there too.
I do believe I went for both SWAC championship games under Coach Prime.
Yeah.
And then I went for the college game day.
Ooh, before Prime left.
Yeah,
the one that came down. Yes.
And every single time it's like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is great. If you hadn't been to a Jackson State game, get to one. It's really fun.
I have to try that one. I would say
the way the band enters the
I've seen videos of that.
Oh, they don't do it justice.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that.
The videos don't do it justice.
And I think the way that Jackson State band enters the stadium, they set the bar so high to where all the other schools are now trying to mimic that a little bit. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Trendsetters.
Yeah. I'm like,
Trendsetters.
Jackson State definitely. We definitely got to get the upper hand on that one. I say the next one I would like to experience is Grambling. I've never been to a Grambling game, a Grambling home game before. I'd definitely like to check that out. I'd have been to an Alabama State game, which that's electric.
You know, I've never been to one.
Really?
I've been to neutral site games.
Okay.
I've never been on
the actual campus.
On their campus.
It's real nice. We swung by it when I was down at Miles. We swung by there a game or two to check them out, just to kind of get away from the school a few times. But that was a fun, good experience too, especially coming from Miles having a good home attendance, but to go see that. You know, another school to see how they do it or whatnot. Like, even just going to Tuskegee, like, we enjoy going to Tuskegee games. It was real cool. Had never been before, so it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what's happened down here.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to do our favorite Thanksgiving dishes. So during the break, I want you to, that's our pick 6.
Okay.
Our pick 6 this week, our favorite Thanksgiving dishes.
I can't wait to hear yours.
You can think about it during the break. You can leave comments in the comment section on the YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching or listening at. Leave us some comments with some of your favorite Thanksgiving dishes. We'll have that and more up next on HBCU Huddle right here in the Built Ford Tough studio on Grind City Media.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
John Cena was spilling life lessons on this stream, bro. So the best thing I watched all week, John Cena on the Cassinet stream. By the way, he stole your hairdo. You got to make a phone call.
I was about to say, you showed me a little bit of this clip because I saw the messy room, and the only thing I could see is John Cena's hair. I mean, come on, bro.
He stole your bar.
It's
he stole
literally identical.
He stole your flow, bar for bar, word for word.
How is mine more gray than his, though?
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
The three big beats this week. One was root for points in honor of John Roser. How about that Miami-Louisville game? Crushed the over, which was 60. Finished with 97 total points, 52-45. Meanwhile, the Academy's covering again, both Army and Navy, getting the job done. Army, best start since 96.
America.
Navy crushed Charlotte. They're ranked 23rd and 24th in the country.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
D'Anthony Melton took my boys, my little guys, to the ice cream stand. He was like, I'm going to get ice cream. You want to go with? So he took my little guys to the ice cream stand. So, guess who their favorite player is now? John Morant. But outside of that, D'Anthony Melton's pretty high up on the list. How about this? We got youth small D'Anthony Melton jerseys at our house right now. Love D'Anthony Melton. That was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back. Hello again, everybody. CJ, Sherm,
Yes,
filling in
sir.
for Mike. Built for Tough Studios, HBCU Huddle. Thanksgiving is here, Sherm.
Tomorrow.
Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow.
This is my favorite holiday food. Right, that's what this is for me. I know people like East. Listen, I love all holidays. All holidays matter, damn it. I know people love like 4th of July. My father loves the food on the 4th of July.
Really? Just barbecue.
And he loves it. He loves it. It's warm outside. You're sitting
That is
outside.
true.
You
Yeah,
got
that's
your
true.
burger, your hot dogs, whatever else
Yes.
you're pulling off the grill, ribs, pork chop, whatever the hell you're pulling off the grill. You got that.
I can
you
see
got
that.
baked beans and tater chips.
Yep.
That's all my dad needs. He loves it. He loves it. I know people who enjoy Christmas food, and let me be clear. I also like 4th of July.
True.
From a food standpoint.
Yeah, we all do.
I like Christmas from a food standpoint, but
Okay.
it's less pork, and so I don't feel as heavy.
I got you. Okay. That makes
Although
sense.
I am going to be heavy. Your boy going to be heavy Thanksgiving, dog. I start eating at 11.
So let me ask you this here, because some people do it. We've done it before too. Like you said, Thanksgiving is kind of traditional of having the norm, like the soul food type of stuff, or however you want to. Christmas too kind of somewhat have that,
Right.
but we've changed it up a lot within the last probably 5-6 years when I like that. We've done brunch for Christmas before.
Yeah.
We actually have done barbecue. We've done seafood, all that stuff there. Do you ever change it up on Christmas, or you just keep it the same as Thanksgiving?
Shout out to Arnold's. Here I am plugging away, giving away the advertising dollars. But shout out to Arnold's.
Okay.
They catered our Christmas meal.
Okay. And what you have?
I know we had rib tips.
Okay.
I know we had baked beans. I think we had pulled chicken, maybe pulled pork. And we had a couple other sides. I can't remember everything.
Did you enjoy switching it up, or do you like to have the traditional Thanksgiving that goes over into Christmas food?
I don't mind either way. I just want to be a glutton.
Yeah.
That's it. I would prefer the traditional Thanksgiving food.
Okay.
But if you're saying, hey, CJ, we got this Italian place to cater. It's going to be chicken parm and lasagna and
Sign me up for it.
That's fine. I'll make that work, baby. I will make that work.
It's all going into the body, so it don't even matter.
And all coming out the back end, dog. Let's go. Toilet getting blown up. Like I said, I'm eating at 11. I'm like, Kyra, get out of my ear. I'm trying to do a show. Good grief. I'm eating at 11, like 11 a.m.
Oh, you eat early.
I watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and when Santa Claus waves by, I wave by. I put it on the football game. I get up. I make me a plate. All right. So that's how I roll.
Okay.
And then at some point, the tryptophan kicks in. I take me a nap.
And then you back up for
And then I'm back up for another
round two.
plate. Let's get it going. Let's go. Let's do this. I don't have time. My issue with eating At a normal time, right? What's a normal time these Thanksgiving?
There's no normal time on Thanksgiving.
I think
what's a normal time?
I don't know. Kyra's yelling at me. Say what, Kyra? What's a normal time?
What's normal time, Kyra?
3 or 4. Right? Let's say 3 or 4.
That's about right. That's kind of about right.
Got a lot of issues with that.
You said 11.
But
most people don't get up until 11 o'clock.
The food will be ready when you wake up. So whenever you get up, you come to the kitchen, you can eat. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Let's say it's 3 or 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I feel like we are all of like experiences here.
Right.
Right. This HBCU Huddle.
Right.
Historically black colleges and universities.
Right.
Probably a black person. You know how black people can be.
I knew you was about to go
there with that. You know how
it
can be.
I knew you was about to go.
CPT is real.
Yes, it is.
So you say 3 or 4. I show up at 3:30.
It's still not done.
It's not done till 6 or 7.
That is true.
So that's issue number 1.
But that could be changed, kind of like how I do. Hey, we're starting at 12. That means you're not coming at 12. You're going to come at 3 or 4. Perfect. That's the time I want you to come because it's going to be done around that time. But I'm telling you 12.
Why are you telling me 12 if it's not going to be done till 3 or 4?
No, not you, because you eat at 11.
I'm damn right. I'm eating at 11.
CP time, if I'm telling you 12, CP time means 3. You know this.
I do, and it makes me, it is a thing about my people that I like the least. Yeah, I hate CP time the most.
I'm with you on that.
Like, come on,
I'm
man.
with you on that, yes.
Come on.
What's your number 2?
If we're eating, let's say we're eating at 3 or 4, or CP, we're eating at 6 or 7, then that means you're cleaning up in the evening.
Yes.
And I don't want that. I want everything to be clean
by a certain time.
By 3 or 4 regular people time.
3 or 4 to be clean.
Clean, and then you can just go in there. We're eating off of paper plates.
That is true.
1.
That is true.
We got plastic utensils.
Right.
2.
Right.
So if we clean everything else up.
Just get everything organized.
Get everything organized.
Gotcha, okay.
You can go in there, take what you want out, and not make a mess, microwave it, and be good to go still. Right? So I can eat at 11, clean everything up by 3. And then I can go back in there round 2 at like 5 or 6 CP time, right? Like I can do that. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening to me, you're probably sucking your teeth and rolling your eyes and like, this man is a lunatic. I understand. Try it 1 year. Try eating at 11 1 year. Watch how it changes your life. It's the best.
I would say, I know my family. My family, they don't start cooking until 10 or 11 anyway.
10 or 11?
Yes.
Thanksgiving?
Yes. Now, if it's anything that they, like, if it's like any, like
greens or
something that they need to cook overnight, they'll probably do that the night before and let that marinate to the next day. But for the stuff that you can just whip on up, 10 or 11, they getting up.
Damn that.
I mean, that's because, again, we're going back to CP time.
How many times I had a brother, I told my in-laws, when you get married, you kind of blend traditions and stuff. I told my in-laws 11, and they're like, what? Like, yo, be here or don't be here. I don't care. I'm eating at 11.
People just getting up at 11.
You can eat whenever you want.
But I'm just letting you know.
I'm letting you know.
The food's going to be ready at 11.
Food's going to be ready at 11.
And I'm eating my first plate at 11.
I'm eating at 11. So it was my sister, my wife, her sister, my sister-in-law. And then for those of you who might remember these names, Evan Barnes came over. He used to write for the Commercial Appeal. He's doing big things in Brooklyn right now. Covering the Nets. Kari Thompson used to also write for the Commercial Appeal. He's doing big things up in Boston where he's from right now, crushing it. I do believe at the Herald. And then Omari Sankofa, who used to be the beat writer for the Grizzlies. They were all from, now he's up back home in Detroit doing big things for the Pistons. He should be in town today. The Grizzlies are playing. So it was like, hey, y'all aren't going home. Come to my house. Y'all can do lunch with me, and then y'all can go do whatever you want to do the rest of the night.
What time did you tell them?
11.
What time did they show up?
Like 12:30 or 1.
Then you CP time.
Listen, once you do what you do from that point, ask me what time I ate.
11.
11:02. I took my first bite. Had to make the plate at 11, Sherm. Now, come on, man. Take a minute to fit all that stuff on the plate.
Even for me, the most times what we've done the last probably 10 years, when I say we, me and a couple of guys, which I'm going to try to get you on there, but if you eat at 11, that's going to be hard. We normally play basketball or flag football the morning of Thanksgiving.
What time?
8 or 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's perfect.
So, and we run it to like 11.
That's perfect. I'll be out there by like 10:30. I can get home and make my plate by 11. So, say all that to say, they had a great time. We had a great time with them. They ended up leaving. My sister-in-law stayed, though.
Gotcha, okay.
Her brother came over. My wife's brother, my brother-in-law came over with his wife.
What time?
About 7.
So let me ask you this. Because I was going to say that, I was going to bring that up too. Did they make rounds before they came and y'all were the last stop?
So here's the thing.
Okay.
They were told, hey, Uncle E is doing Thanksgiving. Everybody come over by 4:30. Food will be ready by 5. And they sat at Uncle E's house, and it was clear, CPT.
It was not cooked.
It was clear that the food would be done about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Now, that's too late.
He's mad because he's hungry.
Yes.
He didn't eat. He's ready to eat.
Yeah.
So he comes over
to your house.
To our house to eat, which is fine.
Correct.
I don't mind being in that house.
Right.
Like, I don't mind. But I'm eating at 11. Sherm, pick 6 this week.
Let's do it.
Favorite Thanksgiving dishes. Let's get yours. We're going to go inverse order from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. Sherm,
right,
number
cool.
6 on the list is?
My number 6 is caramel cake. I love a good, on some caramel, however you want to pronounce it. That's your call on that. I love a good one. A lot of people don't know how to make them good. I love it when it's warmed up and maybe like a side of ice cream with it. I definitely have to have that for my dessert for Thanksgiving. Number 5.
Hold on, wait.
Okay. You want to go
Let me react. Oh,
okay.
Well, we got 5 up there. Do 5 and then give me a minute.
5. Sweet potatoes or candy yams. I don't know what it is about sweet potatoes and candy yams. I have to have that as one of my side dishes. Sweet potato casserole, whatever you want to do on that part, I have to have that. So, what you think about 5 and 6 so far?
Kyra's never had caramel cake.
Kyra, what?
What?
Are you serious, Kyra?
Never had caramel
Kyra,
cake.
you never had caramel cake?
She said it's not a northern thing, and I beg to differ.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ on that one too.
I'm sure HBCU Huddle has some northerners listening right now.
Yes.
Let us know if it's a northern thing.
What?
Because I think northerners eat caramel cake.
Kyra, I'm gonna have to bring you a piece and let you taste it.
Bring her a piece?
Yes, one of grandma's homemade one. Don't not the store bought one. Yes, that's the big one for number 6. It has to be good and made properly.
Kyra getting grandmama caramel cake. Okay. All right. You know, I know grandma's is always best. Mama's is always
for sure.
best.
Yeah.
Auntie's is always, Big Shirley's is always the best. Always the best.
Always.
Here I go again.
What's that?
Giving away the advertising dollars.
What you giving up?
Cash Saver has really good caramel cake.
Ooh.
They do. It's really, really
you
good.
just put me on something. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really good.
I might have to try that.
Yeah,
I might have to try that.
It's good.
And if anybody know, if CJ is giving you a recommendation about food, you better listen to him.
Yeah, this back bigger than a mother. What's number 4, Sherm?
Number 4, I have mac and cheese.
Okay.
Gotta have mac and cheese. I know that's a staple. Regardless, it gotta be made right. I've had some bad mac and cheese before.
Yeah, mac and cheese is the easiest side I think to mess up.
Well, I can agree with that and disagree because I don't cook. So,
Gotcha.
But I know a good mac and cheese when I taste one. So. Please, if you cook mac and cheese, don't mess it up. Sometimes it can be too hard, or it can be too cheesy. I need that middle ground. I need that middle ground. Yeah,
don't be afraid to hit it with the seasoning.
No, exactly.
Season it.
Yeah, hit that little season. Yeah.
Don't just season the sauce.
No,
season the noodles.
Get in there.
Season the noodles.
While you scraping, just go ahead and pour it in there.
Do you need it baked also?
It can.
Okay.
I don't care if it's baked or not.
Gotcha.
I don't care if it's baked or not. So I'm cool with that.
Number 3.
I have spaghetti. Again, same way with mac and cheese. Love good spaghetti. I know some people like meat in their spaghetti. Some people don't. One thing that I don't care for, which my family still do it, but I just scrape it out the way. I don't care for onions and bell pepper and all that stuff in my spaghetti. Yeah. I just want...
Give me the meat, the noodles, and the sauce, dog.
That's all. That's all I need. But my wife clowns me. No, I got to cook this because of the season. Fine. cook it in there. When I put it on my plate, I'm just gonna move it.
out
I'm just
the
gonna
way.
move it out the side. So
I have recently, and by recently I mean the past like 10 years,
Okay.
learned to just eat it.
Just while it's there.
Just
I'm
eat
with you on
the
that one.
peppers.
Don't
and eat
even
the
look at
onion.
it. Just
eat
pick it up. Yeah, just pick it
but
up.
when I was younger, and preferentially speaking,
No.
give me the meat, give me the sauce, give me
Yeah.
the noodles.
Same
and
way.
Let's pile some cheese on top of that.
You got to do that.
Let's pile some cheese
Exactly,
on top of
yeah.
that. Bake it a little bit.
Yes.
Number 2, Sherm.
Number 2, I have lasagna.
2
Yes.
pastas.
Yes.
In the top 3.
Yes, lasagna
I like
is
that.
lasagna and chicken pasta are my 2 favorite food of all time.
Okay.
Like I love those 2. Same way like we said with spaghetti, I'm the same way with lasagna. I don't need all the onions and bell pepper. Just give me the meat, the noodles and the cheese, put an extra little cheese on top, call it a day. But like you said, if it's mixed in, if it's small mixed in, I'm gonna eat it. If it's big enough to where I can see it, I'm be like, I got to scrape this out the way or whatnot. Like
My Aunt Gloran made some of the best lasagna, boy. Is your food, before we get to your number 1, is your food touching? Is your food allowed to touch?
I don't care. I don't care about that.
Okay, so you don't segregate.
No.
Damn right.
I don't care about that.
It's
No.
something.
Ooh.
It is something about the way that sweet potato juice hits that lasagna sauce.
That's true.
Hits the green juice with the fat of the ham juice and a little bit of that grease from that turkey right there with the dressing. That little line of demarcation where all of those things touch.
CJ, you having a moment right now. If y'all hit, CJ is having a moment. He's ready for. Well, y'all gonna see this. Today, which is Thursday now, but yesterday, we in the studio right now.
My Lord,
he's having a day right now.
Sure. Number 1 is
number 1. I have a deep fried turkey.
Okay.
I love a good.
Do you fry it?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I watch it.
Make sure it don't go
I'll
nowhere.
make sure it don't go nowhere. Make sure I pick it up. It's like, okay, let me move it around for you. I am not. So you have to know. Now, I'm good on the grill. I'm barbecue and all this stuff. I'm good on that. When it come down to cooking any of this right here, just the only thing you want me to do, hey, can you go in there and swerve it around? I got you. I can be your taster. I'm going to swerve it around for you. I might tell you, hey, put a little more seasoning in it. I can do all of that. Same way, like I was saying with all the other ones, if there are sometimes some people can overcook it or undercook a deep fried turkey.
That's my issue with deep fried turkey.
You have to know how to do it. That's where I was like, if I know somebody, I have a couple of people I know. My wife know how to do it. It's the other couple of people we know how to do it. If she don't feel like doing it, I just make a call. Hey, how much you'll charge me? I'll bring the turkey. You tell me how much it is. Cook it. We'll go from there. But yeah, this is my top 6 list right now.
Number 1, deep fried
dishes.
turkey.
Yeah.
2 lasagna, 3 spaghetti, 4 mac and cheese, 5 sweet potatoes, 6 caramel cake.
Yeah, and honorable mention.
Oh, hit us with the honorable mention.
We got to have turkey and dressing with cranberry sauce. I have that's an honorable mention for me right there.
Is there a green vegetable you like to throw up there? Favorite green vegetable?
I don't eat.
You're not getting the green vegetable.
No green beans. I don't eat green beans.
No greens. No cabbages.
Greens, no cabbage.
Turn up, Sherm.
My wife clowns me over that. You don't eat. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's all right.
Give me the meat.
Give me the meat.
The cheese.
Okay. The cheese.
The noodles. Let's call it a
the pasta.
day. Let's call it a day.
Give me all the carbs.
I respect
I
that.
I just worked out in the gym before, eating all the carbs, and then I'm finna work out again.
We just played flag football for 2.5 hours. We've been playing football. I played flag football from 8:30 to 11. Now it's time to eat.
It's time to put that back in.
Let's
then
go.
I'm going to get up the next morning and burn it right back off in the gym again. So, hey, it's okay. But there
all
you
right.
go.
I like that list. My list.
What you got? Let's see what you got.
Number 6, greens.
Okay, greens. Okay.
Greens. I need that green juice. If I could just get away with just putting the juice on the plate.
Not just the
Boy,
juice.
I might do that.
Do you put any meat in your greens? Like,
I do.
Like grandma and mom does?
Cajun turkey.
Okay.
So Cajun turkey wings, Cajun turkey necks, something like that in there.
That's not bad.
I have I'm one of those. Again, we're
He said one of those.
HBCU Huddle, historically black colleges. You're probably black. I'm one of those black people. I put hot sauce on everything. Louisiana, that Louisiana hot sauce, put it on everything. So to keep from putting hot sauce on stuff,
you put the juice on there, or the Cajun.
I make the Cajun comes in, and so I make the greens a little spicy. I throw some red peppers in there also.
Like you said,
red chili peppers.
I mean, we know this is HBCU Huddle, so most people watching are black. Or if you're not, if you're cooking any type of Thanksgiving Christmas, whatever food, you have to have Louisiana hot sauce in there.
Gotta have
I
it.
don't care. You
Gotta
have to have that in there. If you don't have nothing else, and put that bottle right
make
in
sure
the middle.
You got the Louisiana.
Please do put it right in the middle where everybody can see it, because it might end up in the living room, the dining room, the outside.
Bring that bottle back.
Hey.
Bring that bottle back.
But you got to have that though. But yeah.
Number 5 for me.
All right, what you got?
I have sweet potatoes. We both have the same thing.
Same five, yeah.
So you've got the salty, spicy thing going on with the greens.
Right. Put the sweetness.
There's a bit of twang with the greens as well. I will do either straight collards or I will do mixed greens, collards, mustards, turnips, and I'll throw some kale in there.
So
as
these
well.
two right here, are they touching?
Maybe a little twang bitter with the greens. That's delightful. And the sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the plate, the plate is a circle.
Let's get the plate going. Yeah, this is a circle.
So in the top left,
right here,
sits the greens.
Okay, right there.
In the top right sits the sweet potatoes. So yes, they are touching.
Okay.
All right, number 4.
But you still got a little space in the middle, though.
We got a little space.
You got a little space in the
number
middle.
Number 4, cranberry sauce.
Ooh, okay.
And
that's the middle space?
No.
Oh, okay.
I want the ocean spray joint.
Ooh.
I want it straight out the can. I want it to come out with a little jiggle.
Some people don't like the can.
I don't give a damn what they like, Sherm.
Why
this is my list.
I'm with you on that one.
Give it to me straight out the can.
I'm with you on that one. Just open it up, put it on the bowl.
There we go. So hold thought.
Okay.
So remember, on my plate right now, I got the greens. Top left. Sweet potatoes top right.
Right.
We're going to hold off on the cranberry sauce. Just a second.
Hold off
on the cranberry sauce.
Put that to the side for me.
To the side, just for a second.
I got you. Okay.
Number 3, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is bottom right.
Okay, bottom right.
Bottom right.
So we got the left.
You
top left. Top right.
You got this wonderful salt, spice, twang.
Okay, I like that.
Bitterness up top left.
Okay.
You got this sweetness top right.
And what you calling the mac and cheese?
You got savoriness down bottom right.
Okay.
So you got that savory mix right there.
Okay.
So it is directly touching the sweet potato juice.
Okay.
But
and that sweet potato juice on that mac and cheese though. Ooh, my cheese.
Have mercy on me.
I don't know what it is about that.
I know what it is. Deliciousness. So the juice, also the greens and the sweet potatoes, they can be real juicy.
Correct.
You got to get the liquid off of them and stuff.
Right.
But it's impossible to get all of the liquid off.
Right.
And so they mix, and like a river flowing down beautifully my plate, that mixture flows down the plate and hits the mac and cheese also. So not only do I have the savory and the sweet, but I also got that mixture right there coming down on the left.
The Mississippi River.
Yeah, the Mississippi River of Thanksgiving juices. Number 2, dressing is on the left. And I curve it a little bit so that the juice doesn't drip off of the plate.
Yes.
All right.
Just give it a smaller tip.
Yeah, got to tip it a little bit.
Yeah.
And so at this point, remember I said put the cranberry on the side?
Yes.
At this point, you could put the cranberry on top of that dressing.
And then add your Mississippi River juices.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your number 1?
Oven baked turkey.
Okay.
Oven roasted turkey.
That's a good one.
And I could put that.
That is a good one.
And with the turkey, I just put that on top of everything. I just put it on top of everything, dog. It's on top of all of it. Some of it's on top of the greens. Some of it's on top of the sweet potatoes. Some of it's on top of the dressing. Some of it's on top of the mac and cheese.
Just put it right in the middle.
Right there on top. Whatever it touches, baby. We going to town.
It's okay. It's okay.
I make a real good turkey. I make a real good oven roasted turkey.
This is a good list. I don't see anything wrong. Besides, I don't eat green, but no, I don't see anything wrong with this list.
Yeah, that's my list. So if you're listening, share with us your 6 favorite Thanksgiving dishes. I was talking to
you got an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Ham. I don't think of ham as a Thanksgiving thing because I feel like Christmas is more pork.
I can see that.
Duck. A good duck.
I never had duck before. I never had duck before.
A good duck. And a good goose?
Jeez.
Spaghetti is up there. Spaghetti and lasagna as well. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this earlier today, and she was asking me favorite pies and desserts and things like that. We were talking about Thanksgiving.
Good one. Okay.
I was like, listen, I like pies. They're dandy. My dessert, this is me.
Yep.
I eat at 11. All right. So I'm ready for dessert. About 11:30?
About 11:30, you already ready for dessert? Well, you right. I'm the same way.
Right after I finish eating, I want dessert.
I want my dessert. You right.
Yeah.
You right.
And so my dessert,
what you got?
whatever I put on my plate, but less. Whatever I put on that plate the first time, but less. So if I put like 3 scoops of mac and cheese and 4 scoops of sweet potatoes, I'm gonna put 1.5 scoops of mac and cheese. And I'm gonna put 1 scoop of sweet
That's your
potatoes. Right?
dessert.
Like that's my dessert. That's my dessert.
No sweet potato pie, no pecan pie,
Nah, I
no
don't need
red
none of
velvet
that.
cake.
I don't need none of that.
No banana pudding.
I would
no
much,
caramel
I would
cake.
much rather have more of the food and just forego a cake. But I everything you named, with the exception of the sweet potato pie,
Gotcha.
like it's like, okay, if that's on the table, right,
you going for it.
At some point, I'm sure I'll take a bite of it.
After that second plate, you be like, you know what? I got a little room for a little small sweetness right there. Let me just end this first go around with that little piece right here.
But you know, if you're making the sweet potatoes the right way,
that you won't need the you right about that.
That's the sweetness.
That is true.
That's sweet enough.
Yeah.
That's the sweetness for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, so if I had to do a dessert, I guess I would say like a red velvet cake.
Okay.
Banana. My aunt Thelma. Shout out to Thelma,
Shout
man.
out to Aunt Thelma, man.
She
Shout out to Aunt Thelma.
that she sounds like she can cook, don't it?
Yes.
Because she can.
With that
Because she
name,
can.
yes, yes.
Because she can.
With that name, yes.
She can make some good ass banana pudding. Ooh, Thelma Murphy banana pudding. Hey.
You might have to bring me some of that. I love some good.
That don't leave the house.
Oh my!
They fight over that banana.
They killing
pudding.
that.
Hey CJ, what you making? I'm making me a to-go plate. Hey, don't make none of that banana pudding. That stay here. Like, all right, dog. That's my cousins. Shout out Mutton Marlin and my Uncle Jimmy, man. They're like, no, banana pudding don't leave this house. Banana pudding stay here. If you want to eat some banana pudding, eat that banana pudding.
You better eat it now.
You eat it here. You don't take that shit home. No, dog. No. You be having to fight 3 dudes, man. Nah, them my older cousins too.
That's
like
wild.
I can't whoop them.
That is wild.
And my uncle, he the oldest on my mama's side.
Yeah.
Nah,
So
you can't whoop them. Nah, man. No. But yo, thank y'all. Let us know some of your favorite Thanksgiving
Please do.
dishes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week to talk about D2 playoffs, FCS playoffs. Grambling State versus Southern, that's a big one as well. The Turkey Day Classic is a big one. Get the preview started for the SWAC championship game and get everybody ready for the Celebration Bowl that takes place in a couple of weeks. Sherman, thank you so much for hopping in here, man. We appreciate every time you're on. Thank you to Sherman. Thank you to you guys for listening. Have a happy Thanksgiving, a safe holiday season. Come back and see us. For Sherm and Mike, I'm CJ. We'll talk to you again real soon.